Welcome to ATN World News with another report on Israel.
Today we finally acknowledge the obvious, that Jerusalem is Israel's capital.
We are in Los Angeles on a very blustery day. You had to see this. I grabbed my cell phone. This is Jay Leno driving one of his antique cars on the 405. I'm about to head down to Orange County to interview Avi Lipkin, who's doing something pretty interesting with the Knesset. Avi, we've been hearing about this new initiative that you're trying to do in the Knesset to bring Christians and Jews together. What are your thoughts about that?
Yes, indeed. For the first time in 2,000 years, I think the time has come for Jews and Christians to stop hating each other, start working together for the sake of the human race and for Judeo-Christian Western civilization and democracy. Today, the Christians in Israel are 8% of the population, which translates into 9 members of Knesset out of 120. What I'm suggesting to do is to create not a Christian party, but a Judeo-Christian Western civilization and democracy party. And I believe that our present constituency is 8% Christian plus 6% Jews married to Christians in intermarriages, 14%. I believe that there are 3 million Israeli Jews who have lived at some time or other in Judeo-Christian Western civilization countries and understand the value of this kind of a party to the Israeli political system, which is democracy.
We've been hearing about some really big changes going on in Saudi Arabia and their relationship with Israel. Can you give us a little more insight on what really is going on?
Well, I believe that Saudi Arabia is under the gun now from Iran. You have to remember that Iran is a country of 70 million people, half of which are actually Persian, and the other half are also minorities who are not very happy with the Iranian regime. And I do believe at some stage Iran will break up into fragments, just like Syria, just like Iraq. But for now, Iran as a unified state presents an existential threat to Saudi Arabia. Everything is in flux in the Middle East right now. Saudi Arabia is very threatened, and they're grasping at any help they can get, even from Israel.
If Iran wasn't a threat, would there be Hezbollah in Lebanon?
Very clearly, Hezbollah could not have existed without Iran. You have to remember that in 1982, with Operation Peace in the Galilee, when the Israeli army entered the south of Lebanon, the Shiites, Hezbollah is Shiite, but the Shiites at that time were mostly affiliated with another group called Amal, headed by Nabih Berri. They threw rice. It's a sign of happiness. They threw rice at the Israeli troops and tanks coming into South Lebanon because the Israelis liberated the South Lebanese Christians and Shiites and others and Druze from the horrors of the PLO, the Palestine Liberation Organization, so-called, who were raping and pillaging and stealing and destroying the population of South Lebanon.
I'd just like to know your opinion. How difficult were the Obama years in Israel?
In 2009, Obama traveled to Cairo, and he met with the leadership of Egypt of that time, Mubarak, and the others there also. Abu Ghait was the foreign minister. And on January 19, 2010, a year later, Abu Ghait, the foreign minister, appeared on the roundtable discussion, Channel 3 of Nile News. My wife was watching this. It's not a military secret. It was a talk show. Sure. And Abu Ghait said to the Muslim Brotherhoods, people with whom he was debating, that Obama told him in Cairo in 2009 that he was a Muslim. He swore he was a Muslim. That his father from Kenya was a Sunni Muslim, that his stepfather from Indonesia, Sunni Muslim. Now, if your father's a Muslim, you're Muslim. And so very clearly, in my opinion, Obama was lying. Now, Obama also said something else. He said that I have 2 problems, economic problems. This was in 2009 after the economic collapse. And I have Obamacare problems, which to this day are reverberating in Washington. And he said, once I solve the Obamacare and economic problems, I will show the Muslim world what I'm going to do to destroy Israel.
Do you think Trump is as big an asset as we had hoped he would be to Israel?
And I virtually almost cried when Trump was elected, against all odds. But you look at the map and you see that the people of America had had enough of the Democrats. And, American politics is a pendulum that swings back and forth. 8 years Democrat, 8 years Republican. There are rumors, to answer your question, that President Trump has a deal with the Saudis and a deal with the Arab world, the Sunni Arab world, which could be not very, very good for Israel. But, I'm not concerned, because I think in the end, and I've said this before many times, Islam is a criminal psychosis. And Allah is the devil who divides his own people and destroys his own people. I love the Muslims. They're being destroyed by Allah themselves. So I don't think, because of this insanity, this criminal psychosis of Islam, I don't think that any plan offered to the Muslim world will ever be accepted by them, because all plans require that they recognize the Jewish state, that they recognize Israel's security needs, which they never will do. These are two sine qua nons which will never be accepted by the Arab world.
I'd like to know what your opinion is on what the Israel Antiquities Authority is doing by staging some 100 excavations for archaeological finds
Okay, so I
all
think
over
we're standing
Israel.
in a theater-like building that was probably built here by the Romans after Jerusalem was captured by the Romans. Year 70, the temple was destroyed, and then the Romans turned Jerusalem into a Roman colony, which means that what you're standing on right now is an original floor tile. From the floor, that was the level of the floor. They're digging underneath the floor of the theater. And underneath the floor, we see a water channel. Now, Yechiel told me that yesterday you went with him to City of David, and you saw the street. Did you see the drainage channel?
Yes, you did. Yes.
Does it remind you of that?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so if I'm correct, and we continue
it's
to
the
work
same one?
quickly, we'll probably meet them.
Well, I don't know so much about urgency. I will say that the Israel Antiquities Authority has a very big problem. They don't have enough of a budget to work, and so the Antiquities Authority should be funded a lot more, hopefully by people from the West. I think Christians have a vested interest in supporting the Israel Antiquities Authority.
This is Leah Tillock, president of ATN World News. We post the news the mainline news is silent on. News you need to know with a deeper insight. Truth in news is important. We have a large following online, and we would like to make this into a TV series. If you would like to be a sponsor and do advertisement on ATN World News, contact us at the email given on the screen, and do check out our website at atnworldnews.com with links to our daily news blog and more. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again soon.